Hey, this is Christy Eidson with Laugh or Cry podcast, and I've got to address what everybody is addressing, and I think people need to see it from a comedian and a female's point of view. We got to talk about Will Smith and the smack that was heard around the world.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
When I first heard about Rock getting slapped by Smith, my mind instantly went to, oh my God, Will Smith done lost his damn mind smacking The Rock. Come to find out it was Chris Rock. I wasn't watching the awards, so I had to see the clip. And he made a joke referring to Jada Pinkett Smith as, good to see you, can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2. Now, was it the greatest joke in the world? No. Was it that bad of a joke? I don't think so. Because a lot of people don't realize she had alopecia. I don't think Chris knew. I didn't know until everybody was starting to make a big stink about it. I'd never heard of it. And immediately my mind went to, what the fuck? She's just losing some hair? Well, she's shaving it. She's taking care of it. She's not that worried about her hair if she's shaving it. I shave my head every couple of years anyway myself. It's hair. She's not missing an arm. She's not going to die from this. It wasn't cancer. It just makes you lose your hair. All this is a cosmetic condition. It's vanity. Now, not to say that there's not a psychological factor to it. I get that. I totally understand how it makes people feel insecure. I'm not insensitive to that insecurity. I'm making a point that our society puts too much value on vanity. Whether it's a photoshopped or airbrushed photos of Kim Kardashian, if it's a model, that's a size 2, or whatever superficial reason, we're placing more importance on looks than other things that really matter. Also, if that was my man that did what Will did, I would be mortified. No, I wouldn't be impressed. I would be mortified that my man was acting like a caveman. Just my opinion. Now, I have a friend who actually has alopecia. She's been suffering from it for years. And if she feels uncomfortable, she wears wigs. And she's finding that she's having fun wearing wigs. Is she always happy about having this condition? No. And I totally get that. But like I said, I shave my head. You're in the public eye. If you're that self-conscious, stay your ass at home. This is not just some regular person. This isn't Will Smith's unknown wife. I mean, she's also in the public eye herself. And as of recently, she's really been putting herself in the public eye a lot. She's got her talk show. She had her entanglement. So she's put herself out there. And if you're going to be in the limelight, you got to expect to get some shit thrown your way. Now, Will Smith gets up after this joke, comes on stage and smack Chris Rock. And people are romanticizing it, that he came to his wife's defense. Defending his wife, that excuse, fuck right off right there, all right? He should have been arrested. Now, every time someone hears a joke they don't like, they may feel entitled to do this. I love Jim Carrey's response. The next day he said that it sickened him, and that if it was him, he would have woke up the next day and sued Will Smith for $200 million. Because, like Jim Carrey said, that video is going to be out there forever. Everyone is clearly talking about it for days now. Some are even saying that it's fake. I say it's absolutely not fake. And the reason is, if you watch it over and over again, like I have, you got to notice the body language. And I don't care how good actors they are, some of these tells, you can't really fake that. First off, Jada, she's all relaxed, kicked back, head tilted. She's, laughing, having a good old time. When he says that joke, she does the eye roll of like, oh, here we go. And then her body tenses up. Posture gets straighter. Now, when Will's laughing. Will is all relaxed, legs crossed. He's having a big old time. He laughs at the joke. And then he looks at her. And he sees her face and her disgust. And that is when the switch went off in him. And he had to be Mr. I'm protector. I've got my wife's honor. Jumps up. Chris doesn't know what's happening. He's all relaxed, hands behind his back, and just a very, relaxed, exposing himself, non-threatening manner. And people are like, well, he was leaning forward like he was leaning forward to get hit. You people clearly have never been on a stage. And if you're on a stage, you got these lights that are coming at you, blinding you. And all you can see is a figure coming at you. So you're kind of leaning forward so you can see better. And he had to be thinking, oh, what the fuck? Will's coming up here? What's going on, He, being a comedian, thank goodness he was quick to collect himself and to get back into because what's he going to do? He knows that he's there and everybody's looking at him. And Will did kind of a coward puss move in a way, smacks him, turns around smirking, and walks away. Well, even if Chris wanted to deck him back, he couldn't because Will's already running back to his seat. And Chris, knew. He's like, I got to keep my shit together. I've got to be professional. He's been doing comedy for decades. This is not old, this isn't something new to him, right? And everyone's like, oh, well, Will Smith was smirking. That wasn't a smirk like, ha, we pulled something over on you. That's a smirk of like, look, I protected my woman. Look at me. I'm so proud of what I did. I know that smirk all so well. And then the pauses when he's yelling at Chris Rock from his seat. Those pauses in between every word. Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. That showed, if you look at him, he's getting a clenched jaw, nostrils are flaring. He's like in fight, pissed off, angry, emotional mode. And I get it, if all the shit that he's gone through with his wife in the last few years, I get being frazzled. But man, when would that ever be a good idea? Oh, wait, 1973. When Marlon Brando decided he was not going to accept the Oscar win for The Godfather. So instead, he sends this beautiful, I'll have to look up her name again, this beautiful lady, Lightfeather was her name, to accept the award. And oh my God, she's basically talking about how, the Native American people haven't been getting adequate representation on film and TV. And also to talk about the Wounded Knee occupation. She's getting boos and heckles and stuff from half the audience, and half the audience is listening. And her name is Sasheen Littlefeather. Well, John Wayne is in the audience, and 6 security guards had to restrain him from charging the stage to attack a woman. So there's your fucking awesome Mr. American guy right there. And then also Clint Eastwood went on to present an award, and he had some kind of smart aleck response to that as well about, well, this award's for, I guess, for all the cowboys that's been killed in the movies. So those are 2 guys I'm kind of like, dude, really? Seriously? But regardless, back to Will Smith. So during the speech, if you listen to his speech, he was justifying his actions. He was using words like defend and protect. He even mentioned something that Denzel Washington had said to him during the break, like he's trying to get these celebrities on my side. Like, look, this guy's got my back, and this one over here, and Bradley Cooper was hugging me, and da-da. Man, I mean, he is doing everything in his power. I mean, those cries, he's super emotional. I get that. I get it. I think it was a bitch-ass move to apologize to the Academy and not to Chris Rock. He did later, of course, next day, whatever. But, man, he was trying to justify his reaction with the speech that he made that seemed very impromptu. I say, as a comedian, never apologize for a joke. If I said something 9 times out of 10, I meant it. And like I said, I don't think he knew she had it. I didn't know she had it. I thought this was just her shaving her head, because I sometimes shave my head. And she looks really good with a bald head. So I really didn't think anything about it. I didn't think about it being anything. And I don't think if he thought it was a medical condition, he would have said anything either. And I believe most of these jokes have been approved by the Oscars. I know that's part of the reason why Ricky Gervais doesn't want to do it, because he wants to have more free reign in his creativity. And then allegedly people are saying, oh, well, he's been ripped on Jada before. Okay, so a few years back, this is what he says. Chris Rock says, Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. Really? That's the horrible thing that he said about Jada? Really? I say worse to people on the street every day that I don't know. So if that's your, oh my God, he's come at her before, I'm like, you people, you need to stay your asses at home, because you definitely don't need to be going to a comedy show. You sure as shit don't need to be coming to mine, because I might rip you a new one. If I got slapped every time I insulted somebody, I would have died 30 years ago, all right? And let me tell you, Chris showed so much poise and restraint. Because let me tell you, if someone stepped on stage and attempted to slap me, that shit would have gone down way differently. Let me tell you, I don't know that I would have let that person hit me. But if they did, oh yeah, there'd be no walking away. I would come at them like a spider monkey if I had to. Now, some are saying these comedians insulting actors, oh, it's out of line, it's out of line. Man, they've been doing this for years. Actors pretty much expect to get ripped on at these events. Have you ever seen, like I said, Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes? He basically rips completely into these comedians. And speaking of Ricky, after this happened, he posted a clip from The Office, the UK version of The Office that he was on, talking about alopecia.
Particularly for his wife, and she's got alopecia, so not a happy home life.
Still funny. You know, I mean, if you can't make fun of yourself, then I really feel sorry for you. You live a very sad life. Gervais famously hosted the Golden Globes 5 times, which he became known for roasting these celebrities to their face. People, I mean, I look forward to listening to it. It's hilarious. And I don't think it was anything malicious. I don't think he was intending to be malicious at all. It would be no different than if he said something about Lady Gaga's meat dress from back in the day. I just don't think the joke was, I mean, was it a great joke? No. Was it worthy of someone getting slapped? Fuck no. That, you know, what the fuck ever. I mean, it wasn't the greatest joke in the world. Should he have said it? It doesn't matter. You know, he's a comedian. He said it, it's out there, it's done. But it's coming up and smacking, yeah, I have lost a lot of respect for Will Smith. But, you know, Chris, I'll give you props on that for, like, keeping your shit together. Now, Ricky Gervais was asked how he would have opened the Oscars, and he said, this is what he says. I'd start with, hello. I hope this show helps cheer up ordinary people watching at home. If you're unemployed, for example, take some comfort in the fact that even if you had a job, your salary probably wouldn't be as much as these goofy goodie bags all the actors have been given. That's pretty funny, and that's pretty, like, just talking about the absurdity of the glitz and the glamour of these events. He went on to say, I'm proud to announce that this is the most diverse and progressive Oscars ever. Looking out, I see people from all walks of life, every demographic under the sun, except for poor people, obviously. Fuck them. He's brilliant. And I tell you what, if Ricky Gervais had said that joke to her, I don't know if Will Smith would have had the balls to walk up and smack him. That would have gone down a lot differently, I think. And it sets a precedent. It really sets a precedent. And we've been seeing it for a decade now, that if you don't like what somebody says, you can cancel them, or you can smack them, or you can whatever. You don't have your right to put your hands on somebody for what they say, for words that come out of their mouth, what they say. No. Now, a week ago, someone attended a comedy show in LA and tried to start a fight with Mike Tyson, who was in the audience. Mike just sat there calm, cool, just talked to the guy. Guy left, came back with a gun. Luckily, Mike was able to, calm him down, get him to, put the gun down and get the fuck out of there. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. I mean, and that's Mike Tyson. He wasn't even on the stage, and someone's trying to pull a gun on him. Now, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which I love, he posted something on his website, a statement. I'm just going to do part of it. It's a very long thing. But he said, when Will Smith stormed onto the Oscar stage to strike Chris Rock for making a joke about his wife's short hair, he did a lot more damage than just the Rock's face. With the single petulant blow, he advocated violence, diminished women, insulted the music industry, and perpetuated stereotypes about the black community. Man, Kareem gets it. He nailed that right on the fucking head. He goes on later to say, but Hollywood award shows are traditionally a venue where much worse things have been said about celebrities as a means of downplaying the fact that it's basically a gathering of multimillionaires giving each other awards to boost business so they can make even more money. Man, Kareem, nail on the head. Later on, he says, Smith's slap was also a slap to women, and I totally agree. He says, if Rock had physically attacked Jada Pinkett Smith, Smith's intervention would have been welcome. Or if he'd remained in his seat and yelled his post-slap threat, that would have been unnecessary but understandable. But by hitting Rock, he announced that his wife was incapable of defending herself against words. From everything I'd seen Pinkett Smith over the years, she's a very capable, tough, smart woman who can single-handedly take on a lame joke at the Academy Awards. Kareem goes on to say, this patronizing paternal attitude infantilizes women and reduces them to helpless damsels needing a big, strong man to defend their honor, and least they swoon from the vapors. Oh my God. Kareem, if I could not have loved you more, this is poetic and fucking perfect. I totally agree with this completely on his own. He goes on to say, if he was really doing it for his wife and not his own need to improve himself, he might have thought about the negative attention this brought him, much harsher than the benign joke. He says, worse than the slap was Smith's tearful, self-serving acceptance speech, which he rambled on about all the women in the movie King Richard that he protected. Those who protect don't brag about it in front of 15 million people. They just shut up and do it. Kareem, I mean, and he basically makes a lot of my points too. He talks about, it's a good thing Don Rickles, Bill Burr, or Ricky Gervais weren't there. I love this man. Love him. All right. It says, on the one hand, bright note that Chris Rock, clearly stunned, managed to handle the moment with grace and maturity. It's just crazy. And it's setting a precedent that anybody can come on stage and say whatever and do whatever. And let me tell you, let me give you fair warning. If I say something and you don't like it and you go to strike me, I fight dirty. And that shit's not going to go down. So I agree with Kareem and so many other actors that have come forward. I don't think it was fake. Those reactions were absolutely real. He let his emotion from whatever that tense relationship he has with his wife is, or as he's calling it now, his life partner. They don't even refer to themselves as married. They're life partners. Fine, whatever. It seems to me, and I hate being a woman saying this about another woman, but man, it really, really appears that she is manipulating him. I mean, just with a look and like a little nod, she's like, go get him, dog. And if you are a man and are that browbeaten by a woman, that is not a healthy relationship, and vice versa. If a woman is in a relationship where she puts up with violent acts like that, that is not a healthy relationship either. You need to get the fuck out of there. And if Chris really wanted to rip into her, there's plenty of material. First off, the whole Jada affair that she had with someone who was, her kid's own age, and then didn't call it an affair, called it an entanglement. That they had agreed at this stage in their marriage, whenever this happened, to not be monogamous. Man. Now, this guy, his name's August Alsina. I may be butchering the name, but that's August Alsina. At first, when he came forward with a story that, we had a relationship, we hooked up, she denied it. But he says, no, I sat down with Will and he even gave me his blessing. So that's like 2020 is when August came forward. 2 weeks, so Jada's venomously denying, no, I never had this affair. 2 weeks later, backpedals and said, yes, she did. So basically what we're getting out of this, it is okay to fuck his wife. Just don't you talk about her hair. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, and check back with me again. This is Christy Eidson with Laugh or Cry.